Good morning, people. I'm back. I have a short little communication here. I'm going to review with you on how to our way to begin the establishment that you're not the person, creating evidence you're not a person. But I do want to mention something here. We get quite a few inquiries of people asking about authenticating birth documents, birth certificates, and long form certificates. Look, any government issued document is an official document. They're authentic. So what do you mean authenticate an authentic document, for heaven's sakes? And I can't speak for all places on the planet, but in Ontario, Canada, these documents issued from the Office of the Registrar General are admissible in any court as proof of the fact, so certified. So they're authentic, as authentic as you can get. So save your time, save your money. No need to authenticate birth documents. Waste of time, waste of money. Anyway, on to the communication. This is communication we did to help someone start to establish not a person, critical to the especially if, for the whole reclaiming securities process, for understanding anyhow, and certainly with the disposition of securities, because you're the benefactor, right? The bank, the benefactor, not the person that's the debtor on the other end of that, or the beneficiary of that on the other end of that. Again, that person you have, you hold. You're not the person, you hold the person. So this is a family responsibility matter. The claim was for approximately $30,000 in unpaid family responsibility stuff. Again, king wants to be the owner, including the children, the persons. Well, then the king, he can pay the bills. Anyhow, this is attention so-and-so and whomever else it may concern. I am in possession of an unsigned communication addressing John Smith, dated October 4, 2023, federal support deduction notice. This has been forwarded from the province to the federal for garnishment of any monies that the federal government might owe to John Smith here, for my friend. It's really not owed to him, but you get it. So we have a little bit of an offer to settle here. Not running away from anything, not rejecting anything, not telling them to screw off, screw you, fuck you, none of that stuff. No. This is an offer to settle. Offers to settle are very big. Look into it. Have the funds in hand to pay the full amount claimed owing. I am happy to meet His Majesty and Right of Ontario face to face. Now, His Majesty Right of Ontario in this case is the claimant. He's the one making the claim. You got to read the communications and understand how the structure of your government, wherever you're at. But in this case, His Majesty and Right of Ontario is the claimant. They've sent this over to His Majesty and Right of, with respect to the federal support deduction notice. They sent this notice to, talking about these people here, for the federal support deduction. They sent this to His Majesty and Right of Canada. So His Majesty Right of Ontario has forwarded a claim over to His Majesty Right of Canada. Point being, in this case, it's His Majesty Right of Ontario is the one making the claim that he's owed $30,000 for a child that's actually his, person that's actually his, but nonetheless, or whomever else it may concern. If not he, so we're leaving the door open. But I know at the end of the day, it's His Majesty the King. So the point is here is to meet at the only Tim Hortons coffee shop, somewhere Ontario, 11 a.m. November 6, 2023. I will hand over the full amount claimed owing if I see evidence that proves I am the person, John Smith of Canada. All the best. Now, in this particular case, what you're doing here is you're establishing evidence. You're getting evidence. So you want to have witnesses to this kind of stuff. So what happened here, we were there at the Tim Hortons at that date and time. I was there, 11 a.m. November 6, 2023, and nobody showed. Nobody showed up to come and get that $30,000. Now, I don't know about you guys, but if somebody owes me $30,000 and they say, I'll meet you at Tim Hortons, come and get it, I'll be there. Without doubt. So chances are they will never, ever show up. They never have, but I can't predict the future. I won't predict the future. Nonetheless, they still have to prove that you are the person, and they can't do that. It's just, you want to have some little bit of knowledge behind you in case they attempt to do that, so you can rebut it, that they can't do it. And now once that is done, and now you've established that there's you, number two being same sounding names, so now there's you, the real, and there's the person, the fiction. Now, the other thing about when they reject this offer to settle, and this is the same as a friend of mine did back in 2008, he offered 100%. He said, come and take it all. He didn't come and take any. So do you think they can come back later for that or less than? See, when you make an offer of 100%, they're asking for 30,000. You offer 30,000 and you don't come and take it. Do you think there's a debt anymore? So there's that aspect of it, but the main thing here I want to point out here is that this is coming to the idea of this is to create evidence you're not the person. And they agree you're not the person by their actions. You're not the person. Very important. Like I shared in the video previous to this, disposition 2, endgame. What my friend had done, he got a letter from the Canada Revenue Agency asking him to provide the person's social insurance number. So there's him and there's the person. There's your separation now. Two being same sounding name, not the same being. Set here, pause for a moment. Thanks. So once this is in this case here, he's got evidence in his back pocket. He can create more if he wants, but this is back. There was witnesses there to witness the communication, and communication was sent. All done. Remember, evidence is evidence. Can't be hearsay evidence. You want, if you're building evidence, you want rock solid as you can possibly get. So there's a few of us that showed up at the Tim Hortons waiting, and nobody showed up. So this is all witnessed and documented now. We were there, nobody showed up. He was there with the cash in hand. Okay, and if you don't have the cash, if it's like $1 million claim or 500,000, you don't have the cash, you can rework the verbiage here and maybe promise to pay. Okay, no resistance, no rejection, no fight, no nothing. We're accepting everything. You just prove I'm the person that I owe the debt, and here it is. Ta-da. Pretty simple, but again, the idea of this communication here is to establish, create evidence. He's not the person, John Smith. Of course, that's not his real name, but and at the same time, he made an offer to settle. No refusal, no rejection. It's not a refusal to pay. We're offering to pay. Just got to prove that he has an obligation to pay, that he's the person. And so, that's it. I just wanted to share that. Keep it short and sweet. Have a God bless. Light of God never fails, not possible. Keep smiling, people. Keep smiling. Love you. Sorry, I should add in here, and it's the reason we say here at the end of this, John Smith of Canada, because you all ought to know by now that on the registration of live birth, that's proof that you're of mom and dad. You're of mom and dad. The birth certificate is the evidence that John Smith is of Canada. So this is what I'm saying. You're building up evidence here, but you need to know how to, if they come forth, you can prove that no, I'm of mom and dad. Son of Bob, son of Steve, pardon me, son of Bob and Jane, whatever. That's what the evidence shows, right? The birth certificate is the different thing, and this is the person we're talking about. It's the person, the birth of the person occurs when the birth certificate is issued. Up until then, there's no person in your life. So, just to reiterate, John Smith of Canada, you are of your mom and dad, your mother and your father. John Smith, the person, is of, in this case, Ontario, Canada. So that's why we're saying of Canada. They can't prove that you're of Canada. How can you possibly be of Canada? Canada did not birth you, or whatever country we're talking about. Just wanted to toss it in there. Love you. God bless. Have a super day.